Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the van build. It looks a little bit different inside, doesn't it? So since I last recorded, I've stripped on the floor fully, taken out the Batons, done some rust repair, and applied some paint. So some areas still need like a little bit of a touch up, but yeah, there was a decent amount of rust. It wasn't too bad, it was mainly down the bottom. And next, what I'm about to do is seal this up. So last night, my dad cut up some lengths of wood that we can use as like support while it dries, and yeah, we're going to apply some like adhesive glue, epoxy, I'm not sure the correct term, to it. So that'll be the job tonight, and I got football so I've got to go. The next is a bank holiday weekend, so I've got Batons I can stick down. I'm going to get some insulation and some ply, so hopefully this weekend we can tackle the flooring. And then on top, we've got to start looking at the rust there. There is some underneath here, hopefully you'll be able to see. And then further along like there, it's on both sides. But I've treated rust on the floor inside. It wasn't quite as bad as this, but yeah, it needs a good scrub first. And yeah, hopefully it's dry and majority of the weekend, so we can tackle that. We'll bring it back to bare metal, apply some rust converter, and I've got primer and I've got paint that hopefully should match the van. But yeah, that's the situation update. So next time I record, I'll be sticking that back up. So yeah, mainly the rust was down in like this joint here. It's actually a little bit of water as it rained last night, and I had these seals off because it was wet. The paint was still wet, so I need to dry that off. I didn't really think about that. I didn't think the water would get in that easily, but yeah, it has over there as well. Because I had all of the rubber seals off on the back as well to allow this paint to dry, because there was a bit of rust down here as well. So yeah, I need to dry that up, and then yeah. So as we can see, this is a really good join with the wood here, so we just need to stick some epoxy up there, and well, hopefully it'll be a good one. Yeah. So good morning, it's the next morning. So this has all been drying overnight, so now it's going to be the moment of truth. Take these down and make sure there was enough silicone in all of this, because it's stuck on both sides, so hopefully it'll stick. And then the next job is to start getting Batons down. I've also got sound deadening to install, and my dad's going to pick up insulation and ply, because we measured the van, and even if we like twisted it on its side, it just wouldn't quite fit. The van's not quite big enough and he's got a big truck, so yeah, hopefully get quite a lot of that done today. So yeah, let's go. Well, that seems pretty solid. The roof is definitely a lot more stable with that up. I could really bend it up, and especially from the top I could press down. Right, time to cut some wood. So I've just been measuring the van, and I've got my kind of like rough design. I saw one on Facebook which I really liked. It was for a dispatch, so it's the same floor plan. And then I was trying to work out which beam to cut for which part. So I was trying to do it myself, and it was just taking ages. And I was like, oh, I know. I'll use ChatGPT. That's useful for everything, right? And it was trying to convince me, out of one of these 2.4 long bits of wood, that I could cut 5 220cm planks. And I'm like, no, you can't. And it goes, oh, sorry, and tells me the exact same thing. So there's this website called OptiCutter, which is really good, and it reckons I don't even need one of the 1.8 metre ones. So it's given me exactly what to cut, which is brilliant. It's free. So yeah, let's cut some wood. So here I was just labelling all the bits of wood according to the website. I was just making the design that I'd seen on Facebook, and then all I need to do was measure each bit out and put like cut marks on each one, and yeah, it was completely right. I didn't even need one of the planks, so that was absolutely brilliant. So yeah, now I've labelled everything, and it was right. I've got one left over, cut some framing up. And that just means if I make any errors, yeah, I've got another one spare now, so that's brilliant. Thanks to that website. So I made little nick lines. I just now need to get a ruler and draw all the saw lines. yeah, let's get to it. So yeah, basically, I was just going to use the saw, but I kind of spent all this money on the jigsaw, and I want to try it out before cutting into metal. So I'm just going to use that instead. So I cut long on purpose, because if you see here, this is overlapping. I kind of wanted to end there, but I didn't want to cut it too short, because I'm going to have a beam running along here. So it means all of the 5 long ones I will have to cut shorter, but that's fine. I just didn't want to cut it too short. So now it's like really, really easy. All I have to do is just draw a line where that little lip is. So I've got the basic layout done. So what I need to do now is like refine it by like cutting corners in the woods, and then there's so many sticky hot bits like this. So I need to take like a little cut out for allow it to slide around this. And then on the bottom there's like things like this which need to be avoided. There's probably a good like 10 places like that where I'm gonna have to make like little cutouts for the base of the board for it to sit flat. But yeah, that's a job for after lunch. I'm very hungry. And I don't think it looks too bad. Obviously the back needs all of them need trimming as well. But yeah, I'll probably do like the front stuff first. Get the angles right and make sure that all sits fine before I tackle the back. So it's now the next day, and I spent most of the morning cutting around places. I didn't think it was the most interesting thing to show. I think everything is now level. I had to cut little grooves in the end just so it sits nicer. And some of the bits for the side were real pain to do. But now it's time to stick everything down. I've also stuck some more sound deadening around, especially on the doors and the ceiling. And yeah, just now I'm going to stick everything down. So I had to cut bits like this. They're kind of difficult to do as it has to go over these like support beams or whatever they are. But if you get it in the right place, it will sit flat, so I can stick it down. And then I got this next bit which goes next to it. This one was quite difficult to do, to be honest, as I had to cut it out to go with this lip, but not all of the way. So yeah, it's a bit of guessing game and like going back and forth making adjustments. So it's basically the same this side, but it wasn't identical. That one was like a curve, so I just cut out a square so it would work on both sides. And then yeah, that bit next to it also slots next to it. That bit there wasn't perfect. I'm happy enough with it because I can stick some insulation to the right of it and the left of it. And it was my first time using a jigsaw. So yeah, the back was one of the most difficult places. I had to go over this plastic bit, so I cut it into 3 to make it a bit easier that I want to cut out. And then yeah, there was the wheel nut at the back for the spare wheel. I did want to keep access for that just in case I got a punch. You never know. If I went over that and I couldn't get it, I think that would have been a bad idea. This stuff is like super thick, so that's gonna be an interesting how to spread it. And yeah, again here I'm just using this grip and grab stuff. I've sped up the footage for you so you don't have to sit through all of this. So yeah, I'm just sticking it to the metal, and I'm going to place the wood on top and press it down. I did find that for some places I needed like a weight, a brick or something to keep it down. I think that may have been primarily because I was on a hill, especially at the back of the van. I needed stuff because it just wasn't sticking down properly. But yeah, this stuff was really, really good. I think it was around £4 a tube from a roofing or window place. My dad got it for me luckily. But yeah, really impressed with that. So yeah, it's now the next day and all the buttons have stuck, bar one little bit, which I think I need to refine the cut a little bit as it didn't stick too well. And I've also started to get some of the hard foam 25mm installation. But yeah, that's going to have to wait for the next episode now. So thank you for watching this second episode of the van build. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.